All right, welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. Up this time is Halls of Torment. Slay hordes of terrifying monsters in this horde survival roguelike. Descend into the Halls of Torment, where the lords of the underworld await you. Treasures, magical trinkets, and a growing cast of heroes will grant you the power to vanquish these horrors from beyond. How long can you survive? I will say the general answer to that is maximum half an hour. Because that's actually how long the rounds, survival time, however you want to quantify that, last. Which actually puts it in the longer side of the Vampire Survivor clone. I know that these kind of games tend to go for the, more generic terms. Like, they're really trying to avoid having this genre, subgenre, what have you, be called Vampire Survivor likes or something along those lines. But unfortunately, it's about the best descriptor we have for this type of game. Because, this is, barring a few quirks, which I'll get into, basically, what if Vampire Survival in the style of, say, Diablo 2 or Baldur's Gate 2? Some RPG thing from, 1999, 2000, something like that.
Right.
That being said, you can technically play this not like Vampire Survivors. As in, you can actually switch the auto attack off. I'm not sure why you would do that.
If you want to play it like a twin stick, I'm guessing.
I suppose so, but even with the auto attack on, you're still controlling this twin stick style. Also, absolutely recommending controllers for this. I tried mouse and keyboard for this game initially, and the stiff keyboard controls don't work as well as full analog control. And since it's not an actual twin stick shooter, accuracy isn't really a factor.
Yeah. I even just here starting off, I can notice that you have a very wide sweeping arc to your attacks.
Yeah. Mind you, the attacks do change. One of the more commendable attributes of the game is each class is very much its own thing. Very much its own thing. You will get some of the, let's say, expected character classes. You got your swordsman here, the Conan the Barbarian type.
Yeah.
Your magician, warlock in this game, your cleric, your hunter, ranger type, that kind of deal. But you will also get more, let's call them unconventional character classes. One of the early ones is called the Exterminator. It's an interesting character class because you want to know what weapon they have?
Bug spray.
You're probably not going to be able to guess it, but bug spray is closer than you think because he has a flamethrower. Just a flat-out flamethrower.
Not even a magical flamethrower?
Possibly magical, but it's a flamethrower. It's a weapon that throws flames, that acts like a flamethrower. So it's a flamethrower. I don't care what they call it. Classic Game Room would approve.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that the actual character class kind of sucks. He's a bit of a glass flamethrower, if you will.
I hate that. You did that on purpose, and you know you did.
I know. But it gets the point across clearly, I think.
Indeed.
It's why I kept dying, like either like 20 minutes in or to the boss when I use that character class. Looks neat, not the best, or not the easiest.
Does
As
the game
opposed to,
have a co-op mode?
not as such, no. But then again, I've never known one of these Vampire Survivor things to have a co-op mode.
I mean, to be fair, Vampire Survivor itself recently added it. It was well after we covered it, so it's possible. And I imagine like a class like that would be very much useful in a cooperative setting, not a single player setting.
Right, but but here's the thing: they'd have to rebalance the entire game around that.
Right. Well, that's why I was wondering if they already had a co-op mode, and that was kind of more of a supporter co-op character,
No. Yeah. Admittedly, I never really figured out how to unlock a character classes. That just kind of happened. Because, oftentimes I'm doing the Vampire Survivor thing of, trying not to get engorged by all of the enemies.
Right.
That being said, there are like tasks you can do on the field. One of which is one of the differentiating subtle quirks that this game has, where it's like Vampire Survivors, but not entirely. And that's like the auto attacks. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, for those who don't, in Vampire Survivor and its ilk, like, as you gain levels, you will get more powers.
Right.
Of various
or more
types.
augments to your various weaponry.
In this game, they've split the difference. Okay, so gaining levels, those are just stat increases. So, like, the way you get your auto weapons is there are certificates, I think, that there's these gold ribbon things.
Yeah, I just grabbed one. They're like gold scrolls, yeah.
Yeah, and those are your auto weapons. That's what gives you the big flame column, the ice spears, the floating ball of electricity, and so on and so forth. Like I said, that's pretty typical Vampire Survivor tropiness. It's just the way you collect them is a bit different. Because you got to find them on the field. And if you don't find them, you're not unlocking them. And you can have a maximum of 6. And, that's one of the other things you can collect on the field. The magnet, which is another staple of Vampire Survivor games.
Right. And of
needles.
course there is your random barrel cheese.
Yes.
All hail the best friend that is random barrel cheese.
Uh-huh. And other things you can do on some of the maps is you can find people who are locked up, and when you unlock them, they will unlock additional features in the hub world, hub cave. Like the actual meta leveling up system has to be unlocked via one of these gatekeepers. I forget what he's called, but another one is the cupbearer, which can give you tonic that augment your stats, and another one's the armorer, which will allow you to equip weaponry or armor, which will augment your stats. But if you die on field, you'll lose that armor. You can also gather armor and wine on the field and take it to a well and put it up and unlock that. I have to admit, I didn't really use those functionality because, honestly, the base metagame stuff was more than enough to build up my character.
I imagine if there's trials option where you can have more difficulty modifiers.
There is. You get that as well. Not so much well, the one I unlocked was to make hits 50% less painful if you had the proper amount of gold. So they do have those augmenters, but they're I won't say late game, but they are after you unlock quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of characters, content. There's about 5 maps in the base game. To quantify that further, this game, yes, does have additional DLC. I'll go into that a bit. But it's also, I did not get that DLC, so I can't review it. Yeah. So if that's made available to us, we can do a further review here. But otherwise, I cannot accurately speak on how it plays.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But I will also say it is nice to play one of these that is done, content complete, 1.0 release, because we've covered quite a few of these that have been in early access, and emphasis on the early part of the access.
Yeah, I am remembering our basically OG coverage of Vampire Survivor.
Yep. That was definitely one of them.
Back when the Castlevania tie-in was but a dream, you know?
A fever dream at that.
Yeah.
Honestly, if there is one game I would go back to re-review, it'd be that one.
Yeah.
Not just because of the state of the early access, but it's just this kind of game was not well understood, and I will fully admit to not really understanding Vampire Survivor at that point in time.
Like, I have played a lot of Vampire Survivor on my Xbox. Like, I think I have most of the DLC. So it would definitely be something to put in the one of our few revisit pile.
If we so feel like it, yes.
Yeah.
That being said, yeah. So, unfortunately, the game doesn't do that much to really separate itself out from the pack.
I do notice there is some weird hit detection on specifically ranged magic attacks towards you. Your hitbox is kind of janky.
Yeah. Also, the graphics in general are kind of, well, not janky, but kind of blendy.
They're more evoking the early 2000s style. Like, I give it kind of a pass. I wish they were a little more defined. But I understand the intent going with this specific graphic style.
Right. It's also, that was a problem with those games back in the day as well. Yeah. They could blend in pretty well. And all of a sudden you're wondering, what's hitting me? Oh, that pile of gray that's actually a skeleton.
Well, in some of those, they looked better on a CRT, not as well on a modern, high-definition display.
Right, but do keep in mind this game was built for high-definition displays.
Yeah.
No matter what the art style, this is very much built for widescreen. I could not imagine playing this game on a CRT.
Somebody probably already has.
Possibly, but they're welcome to it because, once again, you're fighting the hordes here. You're really meant to see as much as the arena as possible.
Right. Well, it's already cropped and 16:9. For anyone new, I play on a ultra-wide monitor, so that's why you're seeing a lot of the border box.
Right, but that's still widescreen.
Yeah.
Widescreen isn't CRT.
Well,
aspect ratio.
They did have widescreen CRTs.
That wasn't the standard. You know what I mean.
I know.
So, yeah, this comes down to it's a good Vampire Survivor kind of game, but really not much more than that. By 12 hours in, I had unlocked all of the major content. I'm not exactly sure how to unlock the final boss, the one that they're hinting at. I think I got to get some artifacts. But here's the thing: my drive to continue after unlocking all the major stuff kind of dwindled.
Right, I get that. That's kind of why I haven't touched Vampire Survivor in a while. Like, I could go grind up for the rest of the Castlevania stuff, but
Yeah. So, and that gets into what Vampire Survivor does, and that unlock, it tosses in new stuff, here and there, pretty regularly.
Right.
Yeah. So, Halls of Torment here, it has some DLC, but not a lot, which is actually a bit of a detriment to a game like this. But right now, there are 3 DLCs, and one is the supporter pack, which is, if you buy it, all the character classes get an extra skin. Ooh.
Do the skins do anything, or is it pure cosmetic?
I didn't get this.
I didn't know if it mentions anything on the page.
Let's see. Survival pack is for anyone who wants to support and spend some extra coin to support the ongoing development of the Halls of Torment. In exchange, you will get some fresh visual goodies and a new training area specifically for experimenting with loadouts and setups.
I don't like that they lock a training area behind that, but that's just a personal preference on my end.
Right. 3 new UI designs. 2 rooms available, training grounds. Okay. DPS tracker available in the newest free update. Okay. You can track your damage. All right. So yeah, that's the small DLC. The big one is Halls of Torment Boglands. That's the first fully packed DLC.
Right.
Beyond the cursed halls lie the Boglands, a sunken realm of creeping roots, down spirits, and creatures that never quite died properly. This large expansion to Halls of Torment opens a festering new frontier, introducing fresh heroes, mechanics, and additional challenges for those who believe they've tamed the torment. So yeah, quite a bit here. I can't speak to it. Because, once again, all they gave me was the base game. So, it is worth noting.
Did you reach the time limit on any of the levels?
Oh, all of them.
What happens when that happens? Do they still just try and kill you, or do you get to leave the level?
No, you get to fight the boss, and if you kill him, you get one of the shards of torment. Which is actually instrumental in permanently buffing up your characters. In a different system than the gold system.
The more meta progression system.
It's another meta progression system.
Oh, there are 2 meta progression systems.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. Actually.
Anytime.
Anyway, and yeah, it's also got the original soundtrack. Soundtrack was okay, but I wasn't spending $4 or $5 on it. Halls of Torment Boglands, that's $4. Abstaining from review in case we actually have to review it. So that gets us to the base game, which is clocking in at a comedy price. Like, it's clocking in at $6.66.
Get it?
Ha.
See, that doesn't really jive with other currency conversions, though, unfortunately. It's almost like the US dollar isn't the only currency. Stares blankly at the camera.
Yeah. It doesn't really work when it's on sale, like right now. you can pick it up for $5.
Right.
Though once again, evaluating on the scale of Vampire Survivor type games, it's on the expensive side. But on the other hand, it is fully formed, and I think it's got the quality and the content to justify its, blasphemous price. And that's really all I got. It's fine, but not really much more than that. A good, solid hand, as I'd like to say.
Is it available on any of your platforms other than PC, or is it just PC only?
I think it's PC only right now. And I believe it is Steam Deck verified. It is.
That is at least decent, because part of the issue with Survivor-like games is with all the grinding, it's hard to justify sitting there for a long session.
And not surprising this game had a tenure in early access back in 2023 and released in 2024. So it's been out for a year and some change. I don't exactly know how well they're meeting their roadmap goals. Didn't really look into that. Mainly because, once again, I'm just reviewing the base game. And also, so this is actually on a number of platforms. This is on Linux, Windows, Android, iOS, so there are mobile versions, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.
So anything not Nintendo.
Yeah, shockingly, anything and everything but the Switch.
I think part of this is a Godot title, yes?
Yes.
Sometimes Godot titles have been having some issues on Switch.
Maybe a Switch 2 version in the
Maybe.
works.
Though, again, we have not talked to the developer, so we don't know if anything for the Switch is even in the works.
Right. And yeah, I think that's about it. At least from my vantage point. Teddy, is there anything else you wish to add?
Not that I can really think of. I think I'm just about hitting the point where the game is trying to kill me now.
Yeah, that does be the case. And Galix, is there anything you wish to add?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, then. So, yeah, that'll about do it for Halls of Torment. And indeed, that'll about do it for this installment of Fragments of Silicon. So, coming up on the week ahead, on Wednesday, January 28th, we will be welcoming Isaias Aru R. Gonna have to get a pronunciation check on that. Of Panpipe Studio and Daniel Sharpainter of Whitethorn Games. I have heard from Isaias. I've not heard from Daniel yet, which is potentially kind of important because I was told that Daniel was going to act as the interpreter. Yeah, so this is going to be a new experience for us. We've got a guest who doesn't speak English too good, as I understand it, but is willing to be interviewed by us via interpreter. That's going to be an experience, if nothing else. And we are going to be talking about the game Colorbound. In Colorbound, color is more than just a hue, as Anku, an Aymara boy with a unique gift, you'll harness the power of color to shape the environment itself, uncovering hidden paths to navigate challenging and complex puzzles. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that on Wednesday. And we do have a Friday show on the docket, as on Friday, January 30th, we'll be welcoming Connor Rush of Fire Games. He has confirmed. And we'll be talking about Project Songbird. Let's see. I don't know if this has a descriptor yet. But should be fun. Yeah, here we go. Project Songbird is a cinematic first-person narrative horror game set in the Appalachian forest. Take on the role of Dakota, a musician who must record their new album in a remote log cabin amidst a writer's block. Take caution, however, these woods are never empty. So, yeah, and has already developed a number of these kind of games. Let me just do an AI check here. See if there's one. I'm not a survival game. All right, not seeing any AI here, or at least AI disclosure. Let's see. What about this game? Nope. That's always good, because we don't have to bulldoze into that subject matter. Right. So yeah. We also do have a new episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents in the works. And as far as MacWatch goes, currently he will be here on Wednesday. At least at time of broadcast / recording. It's something that can change by the day.
Literally.
That's literally, yeah.
By the hour.
Yeah. That happened this past week.
Yeah, I was there.
Right, but the audience wasn't.
Fair.
Anyway, so with that in mind, until next week, until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.